All right, everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of Tacos en Europa. I am Jorge,
My name is Edgar.
and we're here to talk about the last game, Copa Oro, Gold Cup. Last game, Copa Oro, the Gold Cup. We are the winners of this trophy. Finally, after a couple years of deception, after losing so many other tournaments, we finally were able to get a win with none other than Jimmy Lozano, who takes the Lamborghini all the way to the finish line and gives us this trophy, man. How do you feel about that? Like, even though it's not one of the more important competitions in the world, how do you feel?
It's our second most important competition.
Uh-huh.
We're not gonna win the World Cup anytime soon. So winning this is as important as it's gonna get for right now. And it was a very good win. Mexico played well. They have been playing better than, I don't know, since the last World Cup, since the last Gold Cup.
Yeah,
Like, not the last one we lost. The before
yeah.
The before
It's been
that
like a
one.
little...
A sliding,
Yeah.
sometimes like worse one. But let's talk about happier things. And what a win, what a game.
Yeah.
Because
I think-
yeah,
I think it serves to talk about kind of like the main thing first, right? Which is we do win it with a goal by Santi Jimenez. At the end of the game, beautiful goal. He created himself like a striker goal, that he takes it on his own all the way to the top. And I say this so we could talk about the players because it doesn't seem fair to me. It doesn't seem right to me to pretend and sit here and just pretend that Henry Martin did not have an amazing game.
he was
did
amazing.
Great. Like he played better than Santi because Santi didn't have enough minutes. So Henry Martin did everything. All the decisions he made were amazing. His positioning of the ball was amazing. His involvement in the game was insane. And he scored. They just took it away. But he scored a chance that he had.
And to be fair, they took it away fairly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
the one chance
good
he
part.
had went in. Other than that, he didn't really have any more chances. But I'm saying Henry Martin was literally doing everything that the striker of his type should have done. So it was a great game by him, man.
Yeah, and he was being marked by 3 center backs.
Yeah.
So we can talk about whatever he isn't, but he did his best with what his style is. He played almost like a 10, like a false 9 all the game, and really everything Mexico really created during the first 60-70 minutes, it was all coming from spaces that Henry Martin was creating.
Yeah.
That's really important to see that he did play really well.
Yeah. And I think also like a broken record if I ask you who the good players and the bad players were, because it's kind of like a cookie cutter game from the other games. You have, Jorge Sánchez and Yurel Antuna who weren't terrible, but like they were probably like the lower caliber of the players. You have the 2 center backs who played well. They had a couple of mistakes in this one, but they were still very, very solid like they've been in the other games. Aurelien Pineda, who was doing probably I think it was his best game in the Gold Cup. He was he was the one trying the most out of everything. Henry Martin played well. Edson Alvarez, he was there. And then Luis Roman Chavez in the midfield, being
by the
competent.
end of the game, we realized what was the point of playing with Edson Alvarez.
Yeah. That last save.
Because that one of the last plays of the game where Panama tried to score, Edson stole the ball, gave it to Orbelin, which threw the long ball that ended up on Santi's goal.
Yeah.
So everything starts with a good defensive positioning of Edson Alvarez. That's why he's playing.
That's what we were saying. That one play was okay, this is why. It kind of let us know that. So, I mean, all around, I don't want to say somebody had a bad game. Again, I think everybody played decent. Everybody did what they had to do. And the goal came as a surprise. I thought it was going to go to extra time. I was convinced.
Yeah.
And then the goal came as a surprise. And they said, all right, guys, we got to go home early. We're going to go home early tonight.
Yeah, and I disagree with you that you say Sanchez and Antuna didn't have a great game. I agree, Antuna was isolated because that was the game.
Yeah.
The defensive setup of Panama, we were saying, they played 3-4-3. No, they were playing 5-4-1. They were really trying to to choke out Gallardo and Antuna. And Sanchez, I felt had a really decent defensive game, which isn't usual. He wasn't defending with his back to with his front to the net. Well, we always say.
No, that we noticed. Yeah, but I mean, I think to me, just offensively, they didn't have a lot to offer. And yeah, like you say, it's a lot, a big part due to Panama's great performance, But it doesn't stop the fact that, they didn't have a great game offensively. They weren't able to help out. I think on the right, like Antuna, I don't see him playing any important games. You have Tecate, you have Lozano, you have Vega. I don't see him playing important games for this national team anymore.
As a sub, I keep thinking, I don't see who takes Antuna away from the national team as the substitution right winger, because whatever he does, we don't have anyone else that he can do that can do what he does. So we need that type of winger, but he can be the starter,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe a game plan change at the second half, something like that. But
when the defenders are tired, you put Antuna, give it a little tire and run.
Yeah, so other than that, I mean, I think other players from 10 out of 10. Memo had a couple great saves also. Yeah. So this one, he wasn't quiet. So everybody was just a great game. Panama, respect to them. They came out to play. Like I said, they had that three.
Can we take a minute and talk about Panama? Because they have been fantastic. This whole Gold Cup, as we said in the preview, they've been getting better and better. And this right here, this is the best I've seen them ever.
Yeah, they had that 3-line defense that I was so scared about in the preview for the guys that listened to that preview.
And you were right.
And they made it work, man. From the beginning of the game, it was oh no, they're lined up. I don't know how we're gonna do this. I don't know how Henry's gonna score on them. And he did end up scoring one that was a little offside. But other than that, it was there was not that many chances for him as a striker to get in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really, really good game. The coach really made the setup. How would you say, unarmed Mexico?
Yeah.
Take away our creativeness on the wings, because everything created from Mexico has been coming through the wings. So they took it away, and it was a tough game. I mean, and every player that we mentioned on the preview, they showed up.
Yeah.
Carrasquilla was a pain in the ass for everyone.
Barracenas, man, was on that right wing when nothing was going through him.
Yeah, but
Barcenas.
Yeah, on the right. Yeah, he was the one that was taking away Gallardo's opportunity as the left.
And Orbelin too,
right
they would double team Orbelin sometimes, but he was shutting everything down on that side. Yeah, man, all the players that we mentioned in the preview came up for Panama. But let's talk about kind of the main idea, the question that matters here. Jimmy Lozano. How do we rate him? We rate the players, we rate the system, whatever. What do we rate Jimmy Lozano? Knowing that we had these changes coming in till 75th, it was a little late. We had the other one at 85 and then the 90 once we were already winning, so that one doesn't really matter. But tell me about Jimmy Lozano, the Gold Cup as a whole. What do you think?
If we're gonna give it a number, I will say he gets a 9.
A 9.
Yes, he wins. Yes, the one game he loses, it's Mexico dominating every facet of the game, and the goal just doesn't arrive.
You would give him a 9 in this game or a 9 in the tournament?
No. In the cup.
In the cup, a 9.
Cup. Yeah,
that's high, man. Wow.
But that's the thing. I think he did everything right. Uh-huh. Even this game, the hardest, he waited as he should have, because everyone was playing well, and the changes he made really opened up the opportunities that ended up winning the game to Mexico. Even putting Edson in the game, even though we were saying maybe Sanchez a little bit more offensive, and he was where he was subbed in.
Yeah,
it just everything clicked.
Yeah, I would say overall an 8, because we do lose that game against Qatar, and we did struggle a little bit, even though it was a 2-0 win. We struggled a little bit against Costa Rica. But yeah, like you said, I think it was great. He did make the right changes. He did everything he was supposed to do. A couple of changes maybe in the starting lineups here and there in certain games. But other than that, a good performance, like an 8 out of 10. That's still pretty high for me. I keep him.
And
I keep him in there.
you know, remember, this is not his call-up.
Yeah, this is not his call.
He didn't choose the players. He didn't choose anything,
Mm-hmm.
and yet he made it work. I will, same as you. I will keep him.
Yeah, yeah. And another question. I'm gonna put you on the spot here a little bit.
Ah.
Same team, same everything. Do we win this Gold Cup with Diego Coca?
Oh, good. No. You try head first going into this game with the 3 center back setup,
Yeah.
which wasn't working, and they kill us. They kill us on the wings, same as the United States did on the game that we lost in the
Nations League.
semifinals of the Nations League.
Yeah,
They-
I'm in the same believer of that. I don't think Diego Coca makes it
and-
happen.
And you know what's the most important part? Coca doesn't put in Johan.
Yeah.
That's
What a
the
Gold Cup,
biggest.
man. What a Gold
Yeah.
Cup by Johan, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna call someone the MVP in the Mexico squad, you could be going Orbelin, maybe Romo. But
Mhm.
my choice will be Johan, maybe. I
Or
mean,
Montes.
no, but Montes didn't play at all. Johan played the first 3 games.
Oh, he missed a couple with the red. Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I mean,
I will go probably Johan. You know,
at the very
I
least, you
think,
get the most improved or something. Like, he gets some type of award. Like, Johan Vasquez needs to be recognized, man. He had an
Yeah.
amazing tournament. Everyone out there, yeah. I mean, Romo had those great few couple games, and then he was kind of going like, but like Vasquez was just
he was
Eddie,
he
man.
was fantastic
Eddie.
in this game as well.
yeah. This Romo was good in this one, but I'm saying throughout the whole thing, he was like a little
Yeah.
up and down. Johan Vasquez was just trending up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
man, I think that's gonna be an amazing player, and that's a center back pairing, man. We can't move that, and I'm glad that Jimmy Lozano was able to show that to the world that these are the center. In case there's a next coach, at least that coach knows this is the center back pairing that we need.
Yeah, and I mean, Montes was fantastic this game.
Yeah.
He Have we
Defender,
talked about the
distributor.
MVP of this game?
The MVP of this game is I'm gonna say Orbelin, bro. I'm gonna say Orbelin. Yeah.
I think it's a good choice. I say Montes.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say
Because
center
the
back.
first 45 minutes, he was stopping everything on the midfield. He was pulling up and leaving Edson on the
Center
center back
back.
position. Oh man, that was fantastic. I think that's what made Jorge Sanchez look good.
That
That's what they did. They were triangulating behind Sanchez. Like, oh, you go. If you fuck up, we got you.
We got it. Which is supposed to be the point of it, of having an Edson there. Is supposed to be like, okay, you're like that buffer for your either one of your fullbacks to go up. But yeah, man. But for me, Orbelin was like, I think she was the one player out there from the top that was really trying everything, and that was working what he was trying. Just some of the things like maybe didn't reach correctly, or the pass wasn't received well, but everything he tried was in the right direction. How many passes to the side made like turn into like dangerous crosses, or should have turned into dangerous crosses? You know, he created everything in that midfield up to the top. So my respect to him, and I really love. This is the Orbelin that I was hoping we saw from AEK Athens. You know, this is Orbelin I was expecting in the national team.
And even there, I think he's being not wasted, but he's being not used to his full potential.
It's not optimal.
Because he doesn't have the left winger to his left. You know, someone that he can pass to open up the game. Like Gallardo can be that, but can't always be that.
Yeah, it's not optimal because he's not in the middle as a 10.
Yeah.
But he did amazing in this game, man. But yeah, Henry Martin also, I want to say it one more time, that because everyone knows, or everyone that listens to it knows, I'm not a Henry Martin fan. But like right now, man, like I just need to respect the man, because he showed his IQ, like he showed his age in a good way in this match.
But in a lot of the games of the World Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, you were saying, putting me on the spot on Diego Coca.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it on the other side.
All right.
This Jimmy Lozano team that wins this really good game against Panama. do they win against the US in the Nations League?
I think we don't get smacked at the very least. I think at the very least we don't get smacked. But I'm gonna go ahead, dude. I'm just gonna go ahead and say we win, because we kept saying so many times during the season, like we have the tools, we have everything that we need. Are you talking about this team, or are you talking about the national team in general? Like if Jimmy had chosen his players, or this exact?
This call-up with Jimmy Lozano on against the US, because it was the same call-up, it's the same players.
Yeah,
it's just a different coach.
I want to say, because I don't want to say be a coward and say maybe, so I'm gonna say yes. I'm just gonna stick to my gut and say yes. But at the end of the day, like at the very least, we don't get smacked 4-0 or 3-0, whatever the lineup was.
I think with Jimmy, it's a 1-0. That's the
1-0 win.
I don't see them scoring
1-0 win or loss.
Probably a lot.
Okay.
Because I don't see the US scoring a lot against this back four.
Yeah.
Like in general, the defending Mexico has been doing these games has been like really good.
Yeah. But I mean, we're running a little bit out of time, Incas, so let's go ahead. Give me your last thoughts on this game. Last thoughts on the Gold Cup, last thoughts on Jimmy Lozano, last thoughts on anything you want to talk about.
I don't know if Jimmy is going to stay. I hope he does. I like him. But if a better coach arrives, I hope he sees these games, he sees the Caucus games, and you see, okay, this is our strength.
Yeah.
This defensive setup, these creative wingers that to the midfield that you need to push the intensity to the players on the midfield. That's our strength. Not that like obsessive control.
Yeah,
possession, obsession based with control, winning 1-0 every game against every team. That's not what drives the best out of these players. I feel this intensity, this drive to be dominant without just focusing on possession. That's Mexico.
Yeah.
I hope at least that's on the mind of the being Jimmy or what.
Yeah, and to close it out for me, it's like that. To me, it's like Jimmy Lozano. It's a win-win now. It's a win-win for him, because either one, you keep the team, you stay the head coach, keep the job, or B, you already have your Gold Cup. You have that reputation now.
Yeah.
No one has a reason to not hire him in Liga MX anymore. There it is. Now
and now he's going to keep the medal. Like on the Olympics they didn't give it to him, but now it's his.
It's his. And also, if he does leave, he gets to leave as a hero. You know that saying, like you're the hero, you live long enough to be the villain. He leaves as the hero. It's like the guy that gives the
a new
blueprint.
coach has left us that.
Yeah, nobody's done that. And if he does that, it's like, that's why it's a win-win. Like, he gave us the blueprint. He gave us this. He showed the next coach, like, in what way he should be taking the team. So, like, if he does leave, he lives as a hero, man. He leaves as the GOAT. So, it's a win-win for him, I think, right now. It's a win-win. Whatever happens, I think he's going to be good.
So, parenthesis on this subject. If Almada is called to be the next coach, would you want Jimmy to stay as his assistant?
I think he would receive a lot of experience, but I would rather him go to be a head coach at a Liga MX team.
I mean, it would be really cool to get him to Pachuca,
Yeah, you just like do a little swap, but he's gonna have to learn to play with kids, with youngsters. Oh, whoa. He's gonna have to learn to play with. He's gonna have to learn.
No. And now that I don't want that to be really loud.
He's gonna have to learn. He's gonna have to learn to give more opportunities and more minutes to the youth. Okay. There we go. But yeah, man, other than that, I think that's what we have for today for this episode. 1-0 win against Panama. We win the Gold Cup. We finished window in good manner for once. So that makes me feel good. I'm sure it makes everybody else feel good. But we'll see you guys on the next episode here. We're not sure when it will be. We might take a couple of weeks off, but we will let you guys know. I am Jorge.
My name is Edgar.
You guys have a great week or couple of weeks. We'll see you guys soon.
Remember, you can see Messi getting smacked around by the fantastic Tucazun. It's gonna be the boringest game ever.
The battle of the mid. The last place was the last place. We'll see how it goes.
That's right.